Could my dream be resurrected? My good brothers and sisters, welcome to my channel, Daryl Speaks. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot, and it really helps us just by pushing that like button, just by pushing subscribe. It's free. We love and appreciate your support. As I had mentioned in the previous story, my dream of playing college ball had died. I killed it my senior year. Following my senior year, getting ready for college, there was a rec center that had opened no more than 5-10 minutes down the street from my parents' house. I still saw basketball as great cardio. I always worked out, obviously, for basketball. Now that I had given up on the basketball dream, I still would lift and do weights, arm days, leg days, and things of that nature just to stay fit. And then good cardio for me would be playing basketball. I had a basketball routine, like a basketball workout that I would do because I still wanted to keep my skills sharp. We love playing pickup ball. You don't want to go out there and look trash. So I would do a workout. If there were pickup runs happening, I would just get to a court, do my own basketball workout. It'd be good cardio, and basketball was still fun for me, still something I love. So I would enjoy doing the workout. It wasn't laborsome or laborious to me because I enjoyed it. And then when they would have open runs, of course, we out there playing and hooping and enjoying ourselves and giving them buckets, of course. That was my summer leading up to my freshman year. It was just working out, playing open gym, gaining my confidence back too, because I think I told you guys in the previous story, the injury I suffered leading into my senior year really hampered my confidence. So I took a lot of that time that summer to build that confidence back. As I got to Hofstra, obviously I got acclimated, made some new friends, started to enjoy my freshman year, learning about my classes. I wanted to also keep up with my workout routine. If you're not working out consistently, your muscles will go away. And I liked my physique, I liked the way I looked, I liked the way I felt. So I wanted to keep that going. On campus, we had a rec center and a gym that I went to go check out that people had told me about. I get there, they have a nice facility, really, really nice facility, but they also had a basketball court, a pretty sizable basketball court with, two side courts, one really huge college style main court. And there were recs, so there were open gyms running every single day after classes. It didn't always last that way. My freshman year, I am not making this up. Every day after classes, there were people in there getting runs in. And it would be a lot of people. You would have to wait on the sideline for games because if you lost, you got to get off. Seeing that lit a competitive fire in me because I was watching people play. I was watching the games happening, seeing the open gym, seeing people going up and down, playing full court, trash talking happening, people talking on defense, really lit the competitive fire in me that had just came from high school ball where all of that permits. Because I had been working on my game, I was really, really excited to just go play just for fun at this point. It's not for any reason or, to compete at a collegiate level, but just to get out there and hoop and show that I can play and that I'm one of the better players in the rec. That's exactly what I did. So I went back, got my basketball clothes, got all my gear, got all my stuff, came back, and I remember that first day, my first time playing in the open gym. No one knew who I was. I was killing. I was killing. One of the better players in the rec that I ended up knowing for my duration at Hofstra, and ended up, being one of the better players in there. Ended up checking him naturally. My first time in, I'm checking arguably the best player on the floor, and we were going back and forth. He ended up winning the game, but we were going back and forth, and that's really how I made my name because everybody knew him to be one of the better players, not the best player in that gym, and he was an upperclassman too. So for me to come in and not only compete with him, but give him buckets back to back. He gave me some too, I gotta be honest, because he was good, but I'm going back and forth with him down to game point. Not only was it fun, because like I said, that competitive juice get flowing. It started to make a name for me in the gym. I started to become known as one of the better players in the gym. Always getting picked up on teams, people wanting to play with me. So much fun. I would play probably 2 to 3 times a week, roughly 2 times more the norm per week. Just go in there outside of lifting and doing all of that, playing pickup ball. So much fun. What ended up coming from that, as I made more friends and gained more of a name for myself as one of the better players in the gym, the people I was starting to know would mention to me, hey man, you should try out for the team. You should try out. We think you could make it. I think you got the skill to play X, Y, and Z. At that point, friends can tell you a lot of things. We're just being honest. I don't think that they had any ill intent, but I don't know if I was putting too much onus on what they were saying, because I know there's a difference between what we're doing here in this rec center and D1 collegiate basketball, right? You could argue that was a little imposter syndrome. You could also argue, now that I'm looking back on this story, that because I had given up the dream, I didn't want to unbury what I had already buried. I didn't want to pull that back out and then potentially be disappointed if I don't make the team. It's better for me to just keep hooping in the gym, keep hooping in the rec, having a good time there, and just leave it as a we'll never know type of story versus, oh, we do know and you failed. Failure at that point in time was something that I had not got accustomed to enjoying, or not even enjoying, being comfortable in, and not seeing it in a negative light on myself and a reflection of who I was and who I was becoming. So I didn't really entertain it. As you know, with most good friends, they won't leave you alone about it. They kept talking to me about it every time I come in the gym, every time I'm playing pickup. They're talking about, you should play, you should try out, you should try out. Eventually, after hearing it, I remember my friend at the time, one of my close friends at the time, he was also really good in the gym. He also could play very well. They were saying it to him as well. We had formed a closer bond that year. And I remember one day we were actually neighbors. We lived on the same floor. I remember we both was like, let's go. Why not? What do we have to lose? I would argue it was more him than me that pushed me to be like, let's just go see. Like, what do we have to lose? I agreed with him. So I remember we found out the day of tryouts, and here we go. We're gonna go try. And I remember I woke up that day, I was nervous. It was at nighttime too. So I had classes, everything. Imagine going to classes. I'm just thinking about tryouts the whole time. Like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be good? Like, just thinking of all the things. So me and my former friend, we walk over together. We get to the arena. The team is still practicing, so we get to watch the end of their practice. High intensity, a lot of talking, a lot of energy. You can tell that there's levels. So we sit there, we watch. Me and my former friend are talking about what's happening. There were a few people there that I knew from the rec that were also trying out. We had a good little group trying out with us. So the assistant coach comes up. He's talking about what the proceedings will look like, what we're about to go do, what the day will consist of, how they will evaluate us, all of that good stuff. Then he says, please pull out your waiver, NCAA waiver, this paper that you had to sign so that you could try out. I had never heard of anything about a paper that I had to sign, pretty much like liability. I wouldn't say coverage, but just a liability form that you have to fill out, but it is required by the NCAA for walk-ons. I had never heard of this paper. And so as he's going down the line and everybody's going in their bags, pulling out their paper, I'm sitting there like, I don't have no paper. So he gets to me and my former friend. My former friend didn't have no paper because, again, we didn't know anything about that. He looks at us and he says, sorry, I cannot let you try out. Thank you for coming. And so I go, okay. All right. And I see everybody that was sitting there that had the paper get up, go down to the floor, and tryouts start. Part of me was in shock, I would say, as I'm watching everybody get a chance to perform and see who would make it, looking at some of the drills, looking at some of the stuff they were doing. It sucked that I wouldn't be able to show my talents, that I wouldn't be able to give it a go and see if I would have been able to measure up to make the team. As I'm watching, me and my former friend, we sat for a little bit, we cheered on the people that we knew from the rec that were trying out, and then we decided to go home. On the walk home though, to me, this looked like God confirming for me that I wasn't meant to play college ball. I had already subscribed to not playing college ball. My friends talked me out of it, and then my opportunity was not allowed. I wasn't allowed to try out, confirming signs that I shouldn't be playing, that I should just enjoy playing in the rec and going on about my life. And that's really how I looked at it. I wasn't upset, I wasn't mad. I just was like, this makes sense. I had already said no to this dream. It's already dead. There's no point of bringing it back to life. I proceeded to play in the rec for the remainder of the year. For my freshman year, really made a name for myself as one of the better players in that rec. And I was just having so much fun. Fast forward to the summer going into my sophomore year, I'm still working out, still keeping up with my regimen. I'm also still playing basketball, and I can see my game improving. That summer, again, not for any reason other than to cook all of my friends that I had made in the rec. That was my whole purpose, because there was some competitive games in there. There's a lot of trash talking. There was something so fun to trash talking against your friends or people that, because also there'd be strangers in there, and seeing them have to go wait on the sidelines and wait 2 to 3 games because there's so many people here trying to get runs, and after you done kicked them off and you king of the court that day, your team, y'all got 4 or 5 wins, so everybody that's walking in that wants to get runs got to come see you. Like, that was fun. So I wanted to make sure that my game I was able to do what I wanted to do so that I could always put my best foot forward when I was in that rec. So I did that whole summer, just continued my workout regimen. My game was improving, I can tell. I came back my sophomore first semester. My game had definitely taken a jump, had taken a leap up. My confidence was through the roof. Obviously, I'm now 2 years removed from that knee injury. So there's nothing inhibiting me anymore. There's no thoughts in my brain about whether my knee can respond. I was getting my athletic ability back too. I was back to dunking the way I used to be able to dunk when I was in high school. Everything just seemed to be coming together, and I was really, really enjoying playing. That was one of the highlights I remember in college, was going to play at the open gyms at the rec. One of the days, I had heard in previous outings and semesters that the assistant coaches, when they're out of season, will come play in the gym, but you have to catch them. They don't really let you know. They just kind of come whenever they want. And so I had heard of people playing against them, but I had never gotten to face them before. So I remember this day. It was early in the semester. Basketball season hadn't started yet. 2 of the coaches, so the assistant coaches, come in to play. And they could hoop. They had played, I think they played D1. If not D1, D2 for sure. But they had played before, and they could still play. So they come in the gym. Everybody points to these the coaches. Cool. That day, y'all, I was on one. I don't know what got in me. But mind, I'm just playing my game. I'm not playing to impress them. If anything, I'm trying to beat them. I want to run the court at all times. I don't care. I'm very competitive. So we're squaring up against them. It's good rec, good run. I have a great showing of games that day. I remember when the runs are done, or when I'm done, I pull off to the side to start getting my bags to go. And Coach Fairley comes up to me, one of the assistants, and he looks at me and says, "What's your name?" I said, "Daryl." He was like, "Have you ever thought about trying out for the team?" And I'm kind of frozen for a second. One, because this is the same coach. First of all, I guess he didn't remember. This is the same coach that had came up to us at trials last year to ask for the paper, for the, if you had the waiver. I guess he didn't remember me. So that's the first part that's kind of freezing me, like, you don't remember me? Okay, cool, that's fair. But the second one was, it's one thing for your friends to tell you that you can make the team. It's another thing when a coach asks you, "Hey, have you thought about trying out? I think you'd have a good chance to make the team." He's someone that is clearly in that room. He's clearly in the decision-making, prepping for games, all of that. He sees something in your skill set. So that kind of hit me at that point. I don't know if I really had paid attention to that, because again, I was already decided not to play anymore. I told him everything that had happened the year before and how I missed it. He was like, "The waiver is so easy to get signed." He told me where to go, what department to go to get the waiver signed, and told me the day of tryout, and was like, "I really think you should try out." I remember walking away from that conversation, not knowing what to make of it. Obviously, my friends were like, "Duh, Negro, go try out. Like, try it again. Now you know you got the waiver. Coach is telling you to go. Just go. But again, as I'm looking back on it, I really could tell it was I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to get disappointed. I didn't want to go with the expectations that I'll make it and then my skills don't measure up and then I don't make it. I felt like that would just reopen a wound that I had already closed because I didn't get to enjoy my senior year the way I wanted to, right? I didn't want to go through that again. And I can tell now that was really what was blocking me from wanting to see and wanting to try out. But my friends, man, they were pushing it. So I remember my dad would call me, at random intervals. He calls me shortly after this conversation with Coach Fairley. And I'm telling him about what's going on in college and everything. And then I get to talking about the coach coming up to me and telling me I should try out. And my dad's very aware that I went to go try out before and it didn't work. Knows the whole thing. Knows that I'd given it all up, all of that. I remember talking to him about it, asked what his thoughts were. He was silent for a little bit, good little bit. And then he said something so profound to me. He said, "I hear you, son. The only thing I don't want for you is 30, 40 years from now, you look back at this situation and you ask yourself, I wonder if I could have made it. I wouldn't want that for you." And I don't know if he remembers that conversation. I don't know if he remembers what he said, but those words really stuck with me because it was mentioning regret. My dad didn't want me to be 40, 50, 60, sitting in a chair thinking, man, would I have made the team had I tried out? And when I flipped it that way, I knew that regret would probably eat at me. And that was the catalyst behind me going, you know what? Let's go for it. I went to the office that the assistant coach told me to go to, got the waiver signed, and I remember figuring out what day trial was, and I had made a switch. I was going to try out. If you made it to this point in the story, first I want to say thank you for watching all the way through. Please give us a like, please give us a subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. If you're interested in hearing what happens next, please hit that notification bell so you can know every time I drop some new content. Until next time.